Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 30th favorite dad in the family community, Papa West, Jacob West, here for another episode of TMG Takes the Field. It is our weekly sports show. Did kind of take last week off, but I didn't because I did a all baseball show at the very beginning of the week, breaking down the playoffs. Um, but I didn't do like a normal show, so I'm back to actually do the normal show like I should have done last Wednesday, but did not do. But as you know, I say as you know, first off, we will always start the show with breaking news. Biggest breaking news again. I kind of talk about the NFL in this. I don't want to talk just about the NFL during the show because we do have Inside the Horseshoe with Matt Beer, myself, Alec Miller, the Boyd brothers, Kevin Poss, Matty G, and Jonathan Peck. All a part of it. Matt Beer is the only one who's actually always there. He talks about the NFL a lot more on there, so check him out definitely. But I like to just talk about some stuff. Biggest news: John Gruden has stepped down as the Raiders head coach. Of course, this is really expected after services of emails from 2010, 2011 came out where he was using racial slurs, homophobic comments, said something about the president. Say what you want. I do not get political on this show. I simply just talk about sports. Yes, I understand he made these comments 10 years ago, but at the same point, you need to be aware everything you say has consequences. Well, yes, we have freedom of speech. We do not have freedom of consequences. So I can go around saying, I'm going to kill so and so. I have a freedom of speech to say it, but there are going to be consequences because of it. Anytime you are doing emails, you are tweeting something, you say something, take 2 seconds, think to yourself, should I say this? No, don't do it. It is sad to see him go. He was a good coach. I really enjoyed him in the Gruden camp. Every NFL draft, he would talk with the quarterbacks who were about to be drafted. But at the same point, you got to watch what you say. Hearing some of that stuff, but then also hearing comments of people who have been in the locker room with him in the past makes you a little hesitant about him. So really, the only thing we can say: think before you speak. Something my mom told me. I've been living that every day of my life. Really, that is it as far as breaking news that I have noticed. One thing too, Russell Wilson, two totally different players, has injured his middle finger, so he's going to be out. I believe they were saying 4 weeks. I could be off on that, of course, because I'm not seeing it right now. But he is battling that injury, so it is looking like Geno Smith's going to play a lot more. And then also Juju Smith-Schuster, wide receiver of the Steelers, is having surgery. He is expected to miss the rest of the year unless they make a playoff run. It looks like he'll be available in January, maybe towards the end of the season for him in the regular season. And if they can make the playoffs, he will be available there. But again, that is all a big if he can make it. That is all we're going to talk about with breaking news. Next, I'm going to talk about the NBA. The season has started. We do have several teams undefeated. Looks like the Miami Heat, Chicago Bulls, New York Knicks, all undefeated in the East. Golden State Warriors, Dallas Mavericks, that's my team. Sacramento Kings and Minnesota Timberwolves, all undefeated. Looks like the Knicks are at 2-0. Miami and Golden State are at 4-0. Everyone else is at 3-0. Of course, there are going to be 82 games this year, so having a quick start is good, but it's not the end all be all. The Los Angeles Lakers, kind of a surprise, sitting at 0-5. So not having a good start to the season. LeBron has come out saying that it's a new offense that they are learning, a whole new playing scheme. So we'll see. And then also big news on Kyrie Irving. He might not play this year. Of course, he plays for the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn in the city of New York, who said in order to be in the state and do just about anything, you have to be vaccinated, which he has not gotten the shot yet, which is not allowing him to go to a gym or most any public place, which he has to do for his job. So he's not in New York at the moment. We'll see if he ends up getting the shot. If not, if he's gonna be able to play with them, or what's going to happen there. Again, I'm not going to be political. Just stay safe, everybody. Whether that is taking the vaccine or not, you are entitled to your own opinion. I want to say there was something else I was looking. Oh, yeah. Other news in the NBA, it is looking like Ben Simmons is returning to the 76ers. Last month, I believe it was, he made the comment that he wanted out of the team. He didn't want to play there anymore. He has since returned to the team. I don't think he has actually played yet. Let me see. No, okay, yeah, no, he hasn't played yet. But again, season's just starting, so we'll see. But it is looking like he will play the 2021-2022 season with the Philadelphia 76ers. Next, we're going to move on to Major League Baseball. This is where I say I'm an idiot. Pretty much almost every single prediction I made has come up false. So if you bet against me, that's great. If you bet with me, I am sorry. Of course, with the wild card games, I did pick the Dodgers to win the wild card. They did, thankfully. And it's exactly what I said. It was going to be a close game. Came down to the bottom of the ninth inning, and they hit a 2-run home run to end up walking it off to win the game. And then I did say that the Yankees would beat the Red Sox in the wild card. I was very wrong on that. The Red Sox won 6-2, 6-1. It really wasn't even that close. Funnily enough, though, even though I am a Yankee fan, I actually bet money against the Yankees. I thought the Red Sox would either win or at least cover the spread because the Yankees were the favorite. And so I ended up winning because of that. So here I predicted it wrong. In real life, I predicted it right. So with that, the Dodgers went on to play the Giants. That series is still going on. Game 5, the final game of that series, is tonight. Or is it tomorrow? It might actually be tomorrow. No, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time in San Francisco. This is the winner-take-all game to decide who wins that series. To move on to take on the Braves. The Braves did beat the Brewers 3-1. They capped it off with a 5-4 win last night. The White Sox and Astros. White Sox did end up winning that 3-1. And then the Red Sox did beat the Rays 3-1. So every series, 3-1, except for the one that's going on right now. On Friday, we will see the Red Sox take on the Astros in the first game of the American League Championship Series. And then it looks like Saturday will be when the Braves take on the winner of tomorrow's game. So very exciting. October baseball is the best baseball. It is one of the only times I actually pay attention to it. So it's always exciting whenever the game is on or whenever your season is on the line. You win or you go home. Next, we're going to talk about NCAA football. Had a very crazy week last week. Of course, going into the top 25, Coastal Carolina did beat Arkansas State 52-20. Cincinnati beat Temple 52-3. Arizona State beat Stanford 28-10. Ohio State destroyed Maryland 66-17. Michigan State beat Rutgers 31-13. Florida beat Vanderbilt 42-0. Boise State pulling off the upset, beating number 10 BYU 26-17. Wake Forest beat Syracuse 40-37 in overtime. SMU beat Navy 31-24. Michigan holding off to beat Nebraska 32-29. Notre Dame beat Virginia Tech 32-29. Kentucky is remaining unbeaten at 42-21. San Diego State beat New Mexico 31-7. The shocking game of them all, Texas A&M, who is unranked due to 2 straight losses, beat the number 1 Alabama 41-38. Did anyone see that coming? I think I did. I called that game. I said it was going to happen, and it happened. So, watch the show. You'll hear my bold predictions. Sometimes I am nowhere near correct. Sometimes I get it correct. That just so happens to be one of the ones I got correct. Then there were 3 very big matchups against ranked teams. We had an SEC matchup, Georgia versus Auburn, the number 2 versus the number 18. Georgia won 34-10. The next Big Ten matchup, Iowa versus Penn State, the number 3 versus the number 4. Iowa ended up winning that game 23-20. One thing though, Penn State, their quarterback was hurt in the middle of that game. Take with that what you will. And then, of course, the big game, the Red River Showdown. Oklahoma versus Texas. When many people turned off the game because they thought Texas had won, having a 21-point lead. At one point, ESPN was giving them a 96% chance of winning that game. OU did the unthinkable. They came back and won 55-41. Of course, other big news, they did bench Spencer Rattler for Caleb Williams, a freshman, who ended up going 16 of 25 for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns to help them get the win. OU does have TCU this Saturday. So the big question is, who is going to start that game? Is it going to be Spencer Rattler or is it going to be Caleb Williams? We'll see. It's probably going to be Spencer Rattler. That's usually how they go. He was their number 1 quarterback going into the game. He had a bad game. He's probably going to keep his job, just like Bo Nix. They played like Coastal Carolina, or not Coastal Carolina, a Connecticut school, or a small Carolina school, but a really small school that they should have beaten, almost lost. Benched Bo Nix, won the game with the backup quarterback, and then the next week started Bo Nix again, which he ended up winning that game. So we will definitely see what happens this Saturday with who is starting at OU as they take on TCU. Go Frogs. So now we are sitting at the AP Top 25. Georgia is now number 1. They received every single first place vote, all 62. Iowa is now at number 2. Cincinnati is 3rd. OU is 4. Alabama drops down to number 5. That's what happens. They lose a game, but because it was a decent team and they played well, they don't drop down that much. So they're still in playoff contention, unfortunately. Ohio State is 6th. Penn State drops down to 7th. Michigan moves up to 8th. Oregon dropped down to 9th. Michigan State is at 10. Kentucky is at 11. Oklahoma State is at 12. Ole Miss is at 13. Notre Dame is at 14. Coastal Carolina is at 15. Wake Forest at 16. Arkansas at 17. Arizona State at 18. BYU dropped down to 19. Florida at 20. Texas A&M did jump up to 21. North Carolina State at 22. SMU at 23. South Dakota State. San Diego State at 24. And Texas is at 25. Biggest moves is BYU dropped down 9 spots. You also had Texas and Alabama dropping 4. Penn State dropping 3. Biggest moves up, Kentucky having a very surprising year. They bumped up. I just had it 5 spots to the number 11. Ole Miss bumping up 4 spots. Auburn, the only team to actually drop out of the rankings after their loss to Georgia. As far as week 7 goes, but not potential matchups that will be happening. Friday night, we will see Oregon take on California, and San Diego State. I said the name correctly because I'm actually reading their name and not SDSU like I was last time. Will take on San Jose State. As far as Saturday goes, number 4, Oklahoma is at home against TCU. Cincinnati is going to be at home against UCF, University of Central Florida. Michigan State is traveling to Indiana. Arkansas is staying home against Auburn. Florida is traveling to LSU. Texas A&M is traveling to Missouri. Iowa is staying at home against Purdue. BYU is traveling to Waco to take on Baylor. Alabama is traveling to take on Mississippi State. Ole Miss is traveling to take on Tennessee. NC State is traveling to take on Boston College. Arizona State is traveling to take on Utah. And we have 2 matchups against ranked teams. Oklahoma State is traveling to Austin to take on the University of Texas. And Kentucky, can they continue their Cinderella story? They are going to Georgia to take on the Bulldogs. Very tough matchup right there. As far as matchups to watch, that is going to be the one. It is an afternoon game. Looks like it'll be 3:30. So a lot of people, if you work on Saturday, should be going on right after you get off. That will definitely be a fun one. Alabama, Mississippi State will be another fun one to watch, just for the simple fact of how upset is Alabama going to be after that loss? And does Mississippi State have a chance? Of course they have a chance, but very unlikely. And then TCU versus Oklahoma. I'm mainly saying because I'm a TCU fan. No, TCU does have a very good team, a very dangerous team, very good. I believe they have 4 running backs that they will go back and forth between, and also Max Duggan is a running quarterback, so he can definitely beat you with the throw or beat you with the run, whatever he's feeling. And Oklahoma has had some very close games. TCU does have one of the better defenses. I'm not going to say the best defense of the Big 10, of the Big 12, but they do have one of the better ones. And Oklahoma really hasn't been playing that well all year. Most every game has been close. Of course, you had this game where They almost lost. They were very close to losing. And so maybe just the kind of looking past TCU. But we'll see. Next, I'm going to go to FIFA World Cup. We have had a lot more qualifying matches lately. So I can talk about FIFA World Cup again because I haven't talked about them since the very first episode that I was doing this. Just some big matchups. Was that today? Yeah. So in the Concacaf, which is North and Central America, Jamaica and Honduras are actually playing right now at this second. Jamaica is winning 2-0. It is the 86th minute, so that game is almost over. 4 more minutes left in that game, plus a little extra for stoppage time. USA did beat Costa Rica 2-1. Canada beat Panama 4-1. And then El Salvador is about to play Mexico. This Sunday, Jamaica and Canada tied. Panama did beat the U.S. 1-0. Costa Rica beat El Salvador 2-1, and Mexico beat Honduras 3-0. Very, very good matchups there. Friday, they will continue some of their matches. Honduras will up against Panama, Canada, Costa Rica, El Salvador, and Jamaica, and then USA takes on Mexico. So let's go USA. Let's win and make it to the World Cup, which is something that we didn't do last year. Or not last year, but the last tournament. So let's make it to this tournament. But really, that is all for this week's episode of TMG Takes the Field. Again, any thoughts, something that I need to talk about next week, please drop it in the comments. Let me know what I need to talk about. Please hit that little thumbs up button. Let me know you like it. Leave a comment just saying whatever you want to say. And then also feel free to share. Subscribe to the channel, TMG Entertainment. We do a lot of cool stuff. Not just this show, but Colton Roberts has a show, the Supernova Show, where he talks about everything nerd related. And then Movie Battlegrounds, our movie debate stuff. We are just starting 2 tournaments, the 0-1 tournament and the 1-0 tournament. So there are going to be a lot of exciting matches coming up in the near future with that stuff. So keep your eyes out for that. Also, look at TMG Trivia. Kevin is doing the TM Geek tournament. And I'm about to start the TMG Singles tournament. I haven't actually started it. I've announced all of it. I've made the matches, but I haven't actually got anything ready yet. So that'll be out here in a couple weeks. You'll start seeing those matches come out. So very exciting. But for everyone at TMG Entertainment, have a good one. Stay safe. Wash your hands. And please think before you speak.